Welcome to episode 14 of Monday Talks with Marshall with a special guest, Tony McCall. But what we do down here in Florida, you can't touch. And I thank God for that ability to run. I thanking God for bringing Coach McCall into my life to bring of undefeated ranks in America. In another episode I'll show you all, I have a backpack full of gold medals from national championships. We are at 14 national titles right now, 14 in a row. It ain't no 14, okay, we won 2 here, we won 2 here. No, we got 14 in a row. That's 7 years straight of straight knocking people off in America when it comes to that time of the year. Now overseas, we have been at as high as 2nd, and we have been as low as 7th.
Yeah.
So,
but out the gates though in London,
I was 4th.
4th. Yeah.
I was 4th out the gates, 5 months into the sport.
Yeah, 5 months in. So, yeah, I think people, if there is one gripe that I have, it's I go to these meets, and this may not be the case, but I feel like I'm that fat track coach meme, where the younger people within Paralympics probably don't know that I was a 10:06 100-meter sprinter, 2027 200-meter, again, 3rd at nationals my senior year. I 2-time national champion, 1 in the 4x1 and 1 in the 4x4 indoor, as well as 11-time All-American. And I don't, every time I go to dinner in the cafeteria, I'm not throwing that out, because that's not the point of it. That's something I did. I'm just speaking to my experience and my ability to coach anybody. Any ambulatory walking this planet, I feel like I can make them better, except one. Maybe we'll talk about that, maybe we won't. But so this time over in Paris, I just felt like I have a skill set, and there were maybe a handful of people, athletes that is, who have a respect for the information I provide, not being their coach. And that's another thing that I try to do. I know that I'm not there to recruit. I'm not there to change the will of anybody. You're a couple of days, in some cases about a week or 2 out from the part of the biggest race of your life. I'm just there to guide you through that experience. And sometimes it's not from a physical standpoint, it's from a mental standpoint. How to approach this race, how to approach, calming your nerves and all that good stuff. That is one thing I will stand on business with, is in most cases, right now I'm batting 99% when my guys that I personally coach, and that's remote or otherwise, have gotten to a final, and typically, if not a PR, ran very close to a PR.
Yeah,
but
at nationals, almost PR. I was on my 100, almost PR'd in my 100.
But I think with this generation of athletes, they want the big name coach. They want to be in an environment where there are tons of other athletes and so forth and so on. But what they don't get is, with me and you, or our small group, where we maxed out at 3 at the most.
Yeah, 3, 4.
Yep.
We got Kira.
But I'm saying, on a day-to-day basis.
Oh yeah, we 2 or 3.
So you get all of the knowledge,
yeah.
Or you only splitting it with one person, yeah, who actually does the same thing, and I think that in itself is something that most people don't get.
And another thing I think that you will never get credit for is the fact that I can go to track meets by myself and perform at the highest level. I might get a phone call, be like, hey Marshall, make sure you do this, 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 and this. All right, hang up the phone, race is over with. I send a video, or you see the time, and by the time I run, you already know, like, what I executed right or what I didn't. Because 9 times out of 10, I executed mostly everything right. So I am human. It is sometimes that I don't do what I'm supposed to do. But you talking about 9 out of 10 times, Coach don't even have to blink his eyes or have to worry about what Marshall's doing, because when he go look at the results, it's just about, okay, how can we make you a little bit faster? Okay, or we hit what we needed to hit, and this is where we at in the season.
And we acknowledge our strengths and we acknowledge our weaknesses. Domestically, I don't feel like you can be touched until you choose to say, all right, I'm done. That's period. And I'm saying that, like, period. However, internationally, we know that there's some things that we have to clean up. But in most cases, you walk away knowing that you pretty much gave your very best. Like you just said, sometimes there's one little hitch here and there, so and so on. But in most cases, you can walk away with your head held high and saying that, okay, today they were better than me. So let's go back to the drawing board and figure it out. And that's pretty much what we did between Paris last year and Nationals this year.
Yeah.
So.
Because I was at a period where I didn't, and I think I said it in a couple episodes back, where I had a period where I didn't run as fast as I usually ran, and then we realized what was missing. We figured out what was missing, and then we actually implemented that back in, and I went back to running my same times consistently. And now, and that's another thing people fail to realize now, is how much I trust Coach McCall. Because even when things was going bad, I never panicked. You know how many coaches called and asked, could they come and get me to be like, oh, I can make you run faster, I can do this. But I believe in what Coach McCall does. So it's like, I don't feel like another coach on this planet can coach me the way I want. You know, I have 7 years of consistency, of great running. You know, it's the times that Coaches McCall consistency and the way he coaches me has gotten me 14 national championships, a silver medal and a bronze medal at the Parapan Games in 2019, and I have 2 American records. I don't feel like any other coach can come in and change anything like that, because at that point, they're not coming in and coaching me from the ground up. Coach me from being T-Rex. My nickname used to be T-Rex in the group. And now y'all know me as Explosive Marshall. So it's...
Yeah. And it's crazy, the transition and transformation where I'm an introvert. I'm not a people person, like, just in life. So me and Rodriguez was in the weight room, and I saw you with a limp, like a little slight limp or a little bop in your step. And I was like, Rodriguez, you think he got CP? And Rodriguez looked, and then we talked for a little bit, so probably like between 2 or 3 lifts or whatever. And then I was like, go ask. And I don't know what he said, but I knew that if that was something that was, you know, that could, if it was a disability that fell within Paralympics, I knew I had something. And that's another thing too, where everybody, of course, would like to be at the center. Hell, if I had the center, there's no telling how much better we would be just with the resources.
Right.
But everybody wants to be at the center. Everybody wants the national team coach and all that good stuff. And I get it. I think if I was their age, I would want that too. But if they ever saw your start when we went down to Orlando, and this speaks a lot to your testament and your fortitude and resilience. This is just me being honest. He was running against what we call able-bodied athletes, grown men, and the gap was probably 15, 20 meters. And I was like, I hope he understands that this is not what he's going to see in Paralympics, and just hang in there. This is not indicative to what you're going to see when we get into Paralympics. And thankfully, we never had that discussion, but thankfully you stuck with it, and you allowed me to guide you to where I thought we all could be successful. Yeah. And then, like you said, by yourself, I think Regas was there. You went out to Arizona and showed your behind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In a good way. What, 2 American records?
No, it was just 1. It was just 100.
100.
And then I went to LA for nationals that year to make the team to go to London, and then I broke the American record. 'Cause I didn't even know. You the one that told me. The American record was set when I was 3. It was set in 1996.
Yeah.
And it stood since 96.
Yeah.
And then I came in and broke it, and it's been standing since.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter altitude, running fast. It doesn't matter wind-aided times or whatever the case may be. What I do appreciate when he lines up against competition there's no second guessing. He's going to put his best foot forward, and it's not about me. So as much credit as he gives me, he runs for himself. He runs for his family. He runs for the name on the back of his jersey. He runs for his city and all that good stuff. And that's something I appreciate. Like, I can't go out there and do it. You know what I mean? As much as I give you all, I would love to step in one time and morph into a Marshall and show them, or whatever the case may be. But I love the fact that when you go out there, I probably give you little motivational tips, but you don't need to be motivated. You already know what you're there for,
Yeah.
and it's about business. So
Yeah.
that's something I definitely appreciate.
It's always about business, cause like you can't, like what I tell people is, the relationship that coach and I have is not. It's organic. You can't pay for this type of relationship. You can't really do it. You have to naturally have this. Like, I'm a person that stay to myself, you know, but I'm here to do a job. So yes, I'm gonna understand what coach needs me to do. A coach gonna understand how to coach me, and you know, whatever. And then we talk about outside life, about just outside track and field, because I feel like if you talk just about track and field with your coach, it's like, okay, coaches can be like, well, dang, I'm just gonna treat you as track and field, and be like, all right, whatever, all right, I'm here to give you workouts. So let's hit these 5-6 reps, and you go about your way, I go about my way. But with coach and I, we talk about life stuff in the middle of practice. You know, we're serious when we need to be serious, but also we have that time to be like, all right, what's going on today? How's the wife? How's Duke doing? You know, different things of that nature. And I understand coach on a personal level. Coach understands me as a personal level, and it's just like that brotherhood that we created outside of coaching.
And the primary reason that is the case is, at the core of it, you're a good person. I don't like being around people that are not good people. I do give a lot, but I understand what I'm giving, and I'm giving because somebody gave to me. Being a good person is not something you come across a lot in life in general. You know, people want things from me. They want me to make them a better athlete, and so forth and so on. But a lot of them are takers versus givers. I don't ever feel like, I have never felt like you have not been appreciative of what I've offered. And I hope, just from a coaching standpoint, yes, me being older and, you know, there may be big uncle or whatever, like that type of relationship, but I've always valued how you go about your business, and again, you being a good person. So
Oh yeah, and that is most definitely that way, but also I'm trying to get to the mountaintop. So you have, of course, you didn't get the Olympic medal like you would want to say, but you can guide me to get my Paralympic medal.
yeah.
So it's more of that aspect of, why would I measure something? Why would I cut something 35 times when I could measure it once
And get it right.
and get it right? Measure it once and cut it once. And that's what I use you as, saying, well, Coach McCall has done everything that I wanted to do. You know, so at this point, what can I learn from Coach McCall? You know, check your ego at the door and learn. Like, I'm in school in a sense. Like, when I come to work or come to practice or training, however y'all would look at it to yourselves, I look at it as coming to work. Yes, we're gonna talk and have fun, but I'm coming to work to learn something, because at the end of the day, Coach McCall will tell you, he can send me to a track meet across the world and don't talk to me for 2 weeks, and he gonna know I'm gonna do his system from top to bottom, A to Z, 1 to 100, however you wanna look at it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be done the way he want it done. And if I don't do well or something happens by doing it that way, then we'll look at it and we'll be like, okay, well, what can we change here? What do we need to change here? Okay, guys, thank you all for tuning into this week's episode. I hope y'all enjoyed our guest today, Coach Tony McCall. And remember, the videos will be up on Monday. And remember, on Sunday night, the video will be live on YouTube. So if you want to catch an early glimpse of it, the video will be on YouTube. Thank you all.